my dear children. A very good morning to you all. How are you all? I hope you are fine and you are safe. Then, shall we enter into our today's session? Yes, okay, we will begin the class. Okay, what we are learned in our previous class? What we have learned in our previous class? Which chapter we are learning? Fifth chapter. And what's the topic of the chapter? Human body. You are learning about our own body. Okay, so what are the systems in our body? Say the names of the system. What are the system? Say the systems. Do you remember? Skeletal system, muscular system, nervous system. So many systems are there, right? So what are the systems already we have learned? Skeletal system and muscular system. Okay, so what are the two types of muscles? Voluntary muscle and involuntary muscle. Okay, so today we are going to learn a new topic, okay, a new system, nervous system, which is very important. Listen carefully. Okay, take your textbook and turn to page number 86. Nervous system. Okay, today we are going to learn about the nervous system. The nervous system is made up of brain, spinal cord, and a large network of nerves that cover all the parts of the body. So, what are the systems? What are the parts included in the nervous system? Brain, first brain, starting from our head, brain, okay, brain, then spinal cord, our backbone, okay. Spinal cord is inside our backbone, then nerves or spread over different parts of the body. Nerves are in all parts of the body, okay, in our hand, in our fingers, in our legs, everywhere we have nerves, okay. So nervous system is made up of brain, spinal cord and nerves, okay. Then together the nervous system helps different parts of our body to communicate, okay. Our body communicate through nerves, okay. Our brain is the total control system which control the total body through nerves, okay. The brain will send a message to other parts of the body through nerves. Our nerve is like a mobile phone, okay, like a mobile phone. If you want to call any person, we are using our mobile phone to connect to other person, like that. If a brain want to send a message to different part of the body, it uses the help of nerves, okay. In communicate through nerves. Do you understand? Yes, okay. The brain and the spinal cord form the central nervous system. There are two types of nervous system, okay. One is central nervous system and another one is peripheral nervous system. So what are the two types of nervous system? Central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. What are they? Repeat after me. Central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Okay, do you understand? So, brain and the spinal cord together we call it as central nervous system. Okay, brain and spinal cord together we call it as central nervous system. Okay, then the next one, peripheral nervous system contain nerves, only nerves and neurons. Okay, neurons. The brain is made up of neurons. Okay, so the nerves, only the nerves. Nerves also made up of neurons. So the nerves is taken as the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so what are the parts included in the central nervous system? Brain and the spinal cord. Okay, then in the peripheral nervous system, nerves and the neuron. Do you understand? Yes? Okay. Shall we move to the next one? Okay. So, which is the main part of the nervous system? Brain. Okay. Brain is the main part of the nervous system. So, let's begin to learn about brain. Okay. So, brain is the control center of the human body. Okay. The brain is the total control system. Okay. For example, what we can say? Mm. Um, in our house, okay, the electricity is passing, okay, electricity is passing in our house. There is one main board, or main board is there, right? From there we can switch on and we can cut off the electrical system, and we can the total control of the electricity in our home is in the main box, right? Likewise, our brain is the total control of our body, okay. It sits in the skull at the top of the spinal cord. It's inside our skull. Already we have learned the skull protect our brain. So the brain is inside the skull, and spinal cord, our backbone, it sits above the spinal cord. Above the spinal cord. Then the brain has three main parts. Okay, totally the brain has three main parts. What are they? Cerebellum, cerebrum, and medulla oblongata. What are they? Cerebellum, cerebrum, and medulla oblongata. Repeat after me. Cerebellum, cerebrum, and medulla oblongata. Okay, do you understand? Yes, okay. We are going to learn briefly about these parts. Okay. First one, cerebrum. Okay, first one, cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Okay, the cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Okay, the whole part, okay, we call it a cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum is the largest part. It is different here, different colors are given, don't confuse it. The total, this total part, this full part is considered as a cerebrum. Okay, this full part. Okay, can you able to see the cursor? See the cursor, this total part we call it the cerebrum. Okay, so it is the largest part of the brain. It makes up 85% of the brain weight. So major weight of the brain is cerebrum. Okay, because it is the largest part of the brain. So 85% of the weight, nearly 85% means most of the weight occupied by the cerebrum. Okay, 85% of the brain weight. Okay, it's very important. 85% of the brain weight. Then the cerebrum is the thinking part of the brain. Okay, the cerebrum is the thinking part. We are thinking, right? We are thinking, we are reading, we are speaking, we are learning. So these activities are maintained by the cerebrum. Okay, these activities are coordinated by the cerebrum. Okay, then it also controls the voluntary muscle. Already we have learned about voluntary and involuntary muscle. So what do you mean by voluntary muscle means, what do you mean by voluntary muscle? The brain will control the muscles. Okay, so these muscles are controlled by cerebrum. Do you understand? First one, it is the largest part of the brain, and it occupies 85% of the total brain weight. Then it is a thinking part. It's a very important one. It's a thinking part, and it controls the voluntary muscles. Okay, do you understand? Yes. Shall we move on to the next one? So what's the next one? What's the next part? Cerebellum. Okay, cerebellum. The cerebellum is at the back of the cerebrum. Okay, see here, this is the cerebellum. Can you able to see, which is colored as blue, colored in blue? Can you able to see that? So it's at the back of the cerebrum. Okay, it's at the back of the cerebrum. It is smaller than the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Compared to cerebrum, the cerebellum is very small. Okay, it is smaller than the cerebrum. It is a very important part of the brain as it controls balance, movement, and coordination. Okay, it's a very important one because the cerebrum is the thinking part. Okay, cerebrum is the thinking part, and the cerebellum is an important one because it gives balance. We are walking, right? We are walking in a balanced state, right? If there is any problem in the cerebellum, we cannot able to walk. Okay, our legs will be sometimes it will be some clogged. Okay, while we are walking we get fell down. Okay, so these works are controlled by the cerebellum. Okay, then movement, we are moving from one place to another, that movement is also controlled by the cerebellum. Even though it is the smallest part, it control the main part. Okay, it control the main works. Okay, then coordination. Coordination means the total coordination. What do you mean by coordination? Yeah, together they are working together. Okay, so that coordination is also maintained by the cerebellum. Okay, so coordination, we can say our one hand has 5 fingers, right? So this 5 fingers, so these 5 fingers, if there is any problem in the cerebellum, we cannot be able to use our 5 fingers in a right manner. Okay, one will be in one direction, one will be in another direction. If you want to write in there will be shake in the hand. Okay, so this is coordination. If you want to write anything, our 5 fingers will coordinate with us. Okay, and then our hand and our arms, shoulder will coordinate with us. So this is coordination, they work together. Okay, so this cerebellum is the main part. Okay, very important part of the brain. Then it is because of the cerebellum that we can stand upright, keep our balance and move on. Already I have said, because of the cerebellum we are standing straight. Okay, we are moving from one place to another, we are in a balanced state. Okay, do you understand? Yes. Shall we move on to the next one? Yes. Okay, so what's the next part? Medulla oblongata. Okay, medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is the smallest and the most important part of the brain. First one, what is cerebrum? Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Then second one, the cerebellum is the important part of the brain. Then third one, medulla oblongata is the very important part of the brain. It is smaller. See, this is medulla oblongata. See, this is medulla oblongata. Even though it is smallest, it's a very important part of the brain. Okay, most important part of the brain. It joins the brain to the spinal cord. Okay, we can feel it. Okay, while we touch our neck part. Okay, that neck part is the neck part. One merge will be there. Can you able to feel that one bend is there, right? At the base of your head, one bend is there. That is the connection between the medulla oblongata and the spinal cord. Okay, and the spinal cord. So this medulla oblongata connect the brain to the spinal cord. Okay, it control the involuntary action. Okay, involuntary action means it does not need the message from brain. Okay, like our heartbeat, our heart is beating, then our blood pressure, regulating blood pressure and breathing. Okay, breathing is the involuntary process, and then heartbeat also an involuntary process. Okay, do you understand? So what are the three parts of the brain? Cerebellum, cerebrum and medulla oblongata. So what is cerebrum? Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. Okay, then cerebellum is the smallest and important part of the brain. Then third one, medulla oblongata, is the smallest and the most important part of the brain. Do you understand? Yes. Shall we move on to the next one? Okay, so what's the next one is, we are going to learn about the spinal cord. Already we have learned about the brain. The second one is spinal cord. Okay, spinal cord is a large group of nerves that run through the center of the spine. Okay, it's a large group, not only one nerve, it's a large group of the nerve that run through the center of the spine. Okay, spinal cord, our vertebrae, our backbone is dry. Already we have learned in the skeletal system, our backbone is there. Inside the backbone, the spine will be there. Okay, the spine will be there. Inside, the spine is like a pipeline. Okay, the spine is like a pipeline. Inside the spinal cord. Okay, inside the spinal cord, the nerves, large number of nerves will be passing. Okay, so this spinal cord carries the message, or it transport the message from the brain to the different parts of the body. Okay, so this spinal cord, okay, this spinal cord transfers the message from the brain to the different parts of the body. Okay, then it resembles a thick rope and is made up of nerves. Okay, it's like a thick rope. Okay, rope is not a single twine, right? It is it consists of large number of twine, and it is trickled, and it turns into a strong rope. Likewise the spinal cord will be. Okay, large number of nerves are there. Okay, it stretches from the medulla oblongata. It stretches from the medulla oblongata. Already we have learned at the base of the brain. At the base of the brain, the medulla oblongata will be there. It connect from the medulla oblongata. Okay, to the lower back, our back, near our hip. Okay, it extends to the lower back and is housed into the tunnel made up by the vertebrae. Okay, our vertebrae, our backbone, middle part of the backbone, there will be a tunnel. What do you mean by tunnel? A space. Okay, a space where we can move from, travel. In railway tracks we pass by a tunnel, right? Likewise inside the vertebrae it is like a tunnel through which the spinal, okay, through which the spinal nerves will be there. Okay, inside there is a spinal cord. Okay, then along the ways various nerve branch out the entire body. Okay, so in this way different nerves will be branched to the different parts of the body. Okay, see, this is our backbone. Okay, this is our backbone. Can you able to see that inside there's a pipeline? Can you able to see that there's a pipeline, right? There's a pipeline inside that pipe. So inside the pipeline, the large number of nerves will pass through. So this is the spine. Okay, do you understand? Yes? Okay, we move on to the next one. So functions of the spinal cord. So what are the functions of the spinal cord? The spinal cord relays messages from the brain to different parts of the body. Okay, the spinal cord will send the messages from the brain to the different parts of the body. Okay, to perform any action. Okay, it passes message from sense organs to the brain. Okay, sense organ from skin. Okay, sense organ like our eyes, near nose. Okay, then skin. Okay, our skin. So it transfers the message from the sense organ to the brain. It transfers the message from the brain to the different parts of the body. Likewise, from the different parts of the body, it transfers the message to the brain. Okay, then it also coordinate reflexes. Okay, coordinate reflexes means if we touch a fire, suddenly we are taking our hand from the fire. That is the reflex action. Okay, that is the reflex action. Do you understand? Yes? Okay, we move on to the next one. Nerves. What are the parts of the nervous system? Brain, spinal cord and nerves. Okay, so the nervous system is a complex structure of nerves that transmits signals around the body to coordinate action. Okay, the nervous system consists of large number of nerves. Okay, and it is very complex. It transmits the signals from one part to another part, total whole body. It transmits the nerves. Okay, it transmits the signals to different parts of the body. Then there are three main type of nerves. Okay, totally there are three main type of nerves. First one is motor nerves, sensory nerves and mixed nerves. What are they? Motor nerves, sensory nerves and mixed nerves. Okay, first one, motor nerves. Motor nerves carries messages from brain to the muscle. Okay, what are they? Motor nerves carry the message from brain. Okay, it carries the message from brain to the muscle. Okay, so what is the function of motor nerves? Motor nerve carry message from brain to the muscle. Okay, then second one, sensory nerves. Okay, sensory nerves carry message from sense organs to the brain. Okay, so sensory nerves carry messages from sense organs to the brain. From the sense organ, the sensory nerve carries the message to the brain. Okay, then mixed nerve. Mixed nerves work like a two-way system. They carry messages to and from the brain. Okay, it work like a two-way system. From the brain, it transport the message to the different part of the body. Likewise, from the different parts of the body, it transmit the message to the brain. Do you understand? So, what are the three nerves? Motor nerves, sensory nerves, and mixed nerves. Okay, so motor nerves carry messages from brain to the muscle. Then sensory nerves carry message from sense organs to the brain. Okay, then mixed nerves work like a two-way system. Okay, from the brain and to the brain. Okay, do you understand? Shall we move to the next one? Reflex action. Okay, what do you mean by reflex action? The automatic response of a body to an event is called reflex action. Automatic response. For example, if you suddenly touch a fire or anything, okay, if you suddenly touch anything, if you feel any irritation or if you feel the heat, touch the fire, if we feel a heat, suddenly we are taking our hand, that is the reflex action. Okay, the automatic response. Okay, the automatic response, suddenly we are taking automatic response. Okay, then it does not involve signals from the brain, it does not involve any signal. Okay, it does not involve any signal. It's a sudden action. Within a fraction of second, it involves a sudden action. For example, if a car driver sees a child run across the road, he slams on the brake even before he can think. Okay. If a driver is driving a car, when a child comes in the road, he suddenly pushes the brake. Okay, he suddenly pushes the brake. Okay, suddenly push the brake without any thinking. Okay, without any thinking, he suddenly push the brake. So this is the outcome of the action. There is no time to think. The child is there, so I want to push the brake. There is no thinking time. Suddenly he pushes the brake and stop the car. So that is the reflex action. Do you understand? Yes. So we will recall what we have learned. So what we have learned today? First one, nervous system. Then brain. So what are the parts of the brain? Cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Then second one, spinal cord. Third one, nerves. So what are the three type of nerves? Motor nerve, sensory nerves, and mixed nerve. So the last one, what we have learned about reflex action. Okay, this is enough today. We will meet in our next class. I will send some one-word question in the group. Read the textbook and find the answer. And take a snapshot and send it to me privately. Okay, not in a group. Okay. So my dear children, we will meet in our next class. Until, take care and thank you.